Hey everybody, how's it going? Ben here and welcome back to another Beard Guys PUBG video. Today we're talking about free-to-play, the big free-to-play announcement that came out recently for PUBG on console, on PC. PUBG's going to go free-to-play on January the 12th across Xbox, PlayStation and Steam, and there's a lot of things that go along with that we're going to talk about today, and I'm also just going to give you my first impressions and thoughts on this news, what I think it means for PUBG on all platforms, and whether I think it's a good thing or a bad thing, whether I think it's going to have much impact. And I'd also be really interested to hear your comments about what you think about it at home. Please forgive all the shit on the floor in the background. I was doing another video for our Patreon supporters where I was getting out every single merch item that PUBG have ever sent me. We're a PUBG partner, so they occasionally send me bits and bobs, and we've been having that go on for 2 or 3 years. PUBG have sent me a lot of stuff, so I'm doing a video for Patreon separately showing off all of the stuff they've sent me, and it's all currently on the floor, and now the dog's sleeping on it, so I can't move it, so don't worry too much about that. As you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff. That's all clothing and various other things that PUBG has sent me over the years, and there's a dog in there that you can just about see, but that's for another day. So PUBG going free to play, we've got this blog post they've shared that talks all about it. Basically what they're going to do is it's going completely free to play, but then there's certain parts of PUBG which you're going to need to pay to access. Everyone who previously already owns PUBG is going to get full access to everything. If you've already bought it, then you don't really need to worry. If you've never bought it and you come on board after the free to play date, which is the 12th of January, then you'll have access to certain things for free. And then if you want to get access to some other things in PUBG, you'll have to buy Battlegrounds Plus, which is $12.99 US. So that's about 8 or 9 quid in the UK. And without Battlegrounds Plus, you can't access the Survival Mastery XP, the Career and Medal tab, Ranked mode, and it says creating and playing a custom match. But I spoke to someone from PUBG and they said they checked and you can play in custom matches without needing Battlegrounds Plus. So I kind of want to double check that because this wording kind of contradicts that, but I think maybe it's just a bit poorly translated. A lot of time these letters are written in Korean and then translated over. So just want to confirm that. What I've been told by PUBG is that people playing for free will be able to play in custom matches. They just won't be able to create them. So need a little bit of clarity there because that's quite a big thing for us because we do a lot of custom games. You also, when you get Battlegrounds Plus, you get a hat, a mask, some gloves, some G-Coin, some bits and bobs. So that is a one-time thing. That's not a monthly thing. You don't have to pay a subscription to access Ranked or anything like that. There'll be a one-off cost. And like I said, for most of you who probably already own the game, you won't have to pay that. If you're playing the game through Game Pass on Xbox, I would guess that means you don't own it, right? So if you've always played it through Game Pass and never actually bought the game, I guess you'll probably need to pay the 13 bucks or whatever to access the other features of PUBG because it's not going to be on Game Pass anymore because it's going to be free to play. So you may find if you don't actually own the game, if you didn't, I bought it when it first came out, it wasn't on Game Pass then, but if you bought it or if you played it when it came out on Game Pass, then you'll need to pay to access those features, I think. So there's a few other interesting bits in here. You don't need to worry if you own it. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to go and click anything or claim anything. You'll just get all this shit given to you when we hit the free-to-play date on the 12th or once maintenance is done. You'll get given these cosmetic items you can see here. You'll get given the G-Coin as well, they've confirmed. So don't worry about that. Existing players, you just kind of get given that, or existing owners of the game, I should say. It's also worth noting, one of the more interesting things I thought in here was to do with Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus. So I think one of the things a lot of people have said, including myself, is that, I don't know, I feel like most people who've wanted to try PUBG have already played it by now, right? It's been out for absolutely years. You would have been able to pick it up very cheap along the way. It's been on Game Pass for ages, which is kind of free-ish, you know, depending on your perspective. But how it's going to work now is that you, as well as the game being free, you won't even need to have Xbox Live Gold. And I think it's easy to underestimate the amount of people that don't have Game Pass and don't have Gold. So I think we will see a noticeable effect of new players coming in after the 12th on console particularly. I don't know how different that'll be on Steam, where that's not a thing. You don't have Xbox Live Gold, you pay to play online on Steam. Plus, I think for PC, you probably could have bought the game so crazy cheap. Anyway, I think maybe it'll be less of a noticeable difference on the PC version of the game. But I think for Xbox console, it could be quite noticeable. It's hard to predict. It's such a late in the day decision to make it free to play. Feels like a good decision to me, but also feels like it's kind of a year or two too late, or later than it should have been, which is kind of the summary of almost every decision PUBG has ever made, is that it's come about 2 years later than it probably should have done. But that's not to say it's a bad decision. You know, there's no downside of it really. I mean, the main downside people would raise, I think, would be concerns about cheating, about cheaters being able to make, you know, just kind of infinite free accounts, which can be an issue on console. That's not really an issue because the cheating on console comes from using external hardware like modded controllers or whatever, or mouse and keyboard through an adapter, or through lag switching is the other thing, which they've released a anti-cheat thing recently, which is meant to address lag switching. Plus, that is stuff that you generally really worry about in ranked. Plus, I think most of the time people think someone's using mouse and keyboard or a modded controller. They're not. They're just players who are better than you. That's not to say those things don't exist. They do, but I think it's a very small portion of the player base. And you don't need to worry about free-to-play players coming in and using a Zim with a mouse and keyboard or a Cronus, because if they're playing the game for free because they can't afford it, then they can't afford to go and buy a modded controller. So I don't think the impact of cheating with the game going free-to-play is going to be significant from anything I can predict on console. Maybe on PC that might be more prevalent, but then you do have the paywall in between the free version and ranked, which does make that a little bit harder. Ranked tends to be where you see more prevalent cheating in these games. I'll put a link to this blog post in the description down below because it's got all sorts of useful times to know on there about when the servers are going down, when the last time you can buy the game is. It looks like the servers are going to go down actually on January the 10th for European time, 7 p.m. and they're not going to come up again until maintenance is done on the 12th. So you can have a full day with no PUBG by the look of it. I hope you can all brace yourselves. But then from the 12th, that'll be our new free-to-play experience. They're not specific on if we're going to get a big content drop along with free-to-play or if it's going to come a bit later. They do mention that the next Survivor Pass is going to be around March, so we're not getting a Survivor Pass to go with it, which is kind of a shame. But it does say they have a few surprises in store for later, so we'll wait and see if they end up doing an update time around it. You'd feel that it makes sense to have something change, so we will wait and see what they end up doing there. They have made some other announcements around anti-cheat, particularly for PC. They've implemented some new kind of anti-cheat system, which should help reduce the instances of cheating in ranked. So it's certainly something I'm looking forward to. I don't know if I'm skeptical about it. It's a bit of an unknown. We just have to wait and see. I'm certainly going to be trying to get some new videos out there, refresh some of my older videos to offer some tips and tricks to new players that may be looking for them. It certainly seems to be a decision that makes sense. I think now that PUBG particularly have the contraband crates, the progressive weapon skins, people spend a ton of G-Coin on those kind of things. So they're certainly making plenty of money, more than enough to sustain themselves without needing to charge people for the game as well. So expect the contraband skins to keep coming. Expect the store to keep getting hammered with stuff. People love buying that stuff. If you do love buying stuff within PUBG, then don't forget to use our creator code, because then we get money from PUBG when you do that. It's very easy to set up. You only have to do it once. So if you do that, it really helps us out a lot. Big thank you to everybody who does it already, by the way. If you do want to add it, I'll put a little trailer at the end of this video that just tells you how you can do that. It's super simple. It does help us out a lot. And judging by the amount of you that use that, we can tell that PUBG is certainly shifting a lot of G-Coin. So I think that's about it for today. I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on free-to-play for those that are interested to hear it. If you want to hear me talk about it on stream, or you want to come and play some games, this Friday, I'm going to be hosting custom games on PUBG console. Everybody is welcome to play. You don't have to be a sub or a Patreon or anything. Come along to stream this Friday from about 1 p.m. UK time on twitch.tv/thebeardguys, and we can do some PUBG customs. They're a lot of good fun. And then also this Saturday, I'm going to be doing more PUBG because I'm doing a charity stream raising money for a local dog rescue. So this Saturday, the 18th, from 10 in the morning till the evening, UK time, going to be doing PUBG customs, squads, solos, whatever, all kinds of silly different stuff, maybe some other games as well. So if you want to come along this Friday or this Saturday, hang out, raise some money for a good cause, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type the Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.